So you got a couple of sisters here that's discussing about Atlanta. And Atlanta is a very special city. And shout out to Atlanta. I get a lot of love when I go to Atlanta. From many times I've been to the airport, over there at Hartsfield Jackson Airport. I've always ran into some great brothers and sisters, and shout out to them. From customs to restaurant workers, etc. But I want you to hear what they have to say here about the BBL versus natural out there in Atlanta. Let's roll that.
Believe it or not, in Atlanta is either BBL or natural, and the BBLs is taken over. I think it's just very crazy to me that how a woman could have a BBL and you guys will literally go pay for her bills, her rent, her car note, her food, her groceries. But then you get a woman like me that's working, doing all this business by myself, for myself. I don't need you. I want you. And you telling me to like, hold it down. Just wait. Baby, you're not future. I'm not waiting.
I feel like men
I'm not waiting.
really want the more shallow women because the shallow women don't challenge them as much as women like me. You have women that are placeholders and you have women that are game changers. The placeholders in Atlanta, they make it hard for us game changers.
No man that got sense would just start paying a woman's bills because she got a doggone BBL. A boy would do that. Because let me tell you something. This BBL craze, it's so normalized now that it is not even when a guy see a woman with that now, he's like, like that. It's that much now. It's not something abnormal to see where people are like, oh, wow, look at that. It's please. You remember the videos we saw of them coming back from the Dominican Republic around the time of the pandemic and they were giving out them stimulus checks? A lot of these sisters was taking their stimulus checks and going over to the Dominican Republic and getting doggone BBLs. I know you remember that footage. Only a boy, and listen to what I'm saying, only a boy will sit up here and get fascinated by a woman with a BBL and pay her doggone bills. That's a boy. That's not a man. A man not fascinated with that. A man may look at it like, oh, okay, and then that's about the end of it. He's not going to open up his wallet and start tricking, because that's what it is. It's straight tricking. It's tricking in a major way. Now, you talk about yourself. Oh, they don't want us natural. No. That's not true. You said something, ma'am, that really made you stick out. You said, I don't need you, I want you. Now, that's the same thing this UK woman said, a white woman, in the video I made about with the girl from Thailand responding to her going to Thailand and talking crap on them. She said the exact same thing in that video. I don't need you. I want you. So that makes me better than them. In the mind of a man, men need to know that I need you in my life. If you tell a man, I don't need you, then that is a form of disrespect to a man. Do y'all women know that? When you tell a man, I don't need you, he views that as disrespect. When you tell him, I need you in my life, I love you, a man view that as respect. A man view that as honor to him. And I know a lot of you didn't have your daddy around to teach you that. So let me tell you. I'm not saying it's not your fault and nothing, your dad wasn't around, some of you. But I'm just telling you that. When you tell a man, I don't need you, I want you, that's not better for men. The man gets cut off right then and there the moment you say, I don't need you. Because in a man's mind, when you say, I don't need you, then that means I don't respect you. I don't respect you. It won't be long for you to be bending over for some other dude. That's how men think. Now, let's talk about this. The BBL chicks, they run game pretty good over y'all because they'll tell them I need you. That's why they tricking. But it's all manipulation with that, though. That's why men can't get it. Listen, one thing men you don't need to do is get impressed by witchcraft. I told you that. I am the guy that's been putting out in the lexicon about witchcraft, okay? Other content, you hear about it talking about witchcraft, you know where it come from. From the witchcraft of the makeup, from the witchcraft of the plastic surgery, because they using it as witchcraft, because that's not how they doggone look. Because you have a baby with that woman, and your baby come out here looking completely different and like, who? Like, why my kid look like that? I'm looking at you and I'm looking at myself, and you didn't even know she had plastic surgery. She done got her face not even looking like who she is no more. It's kind of like that Kylie Jenner thing. You look at Kylie Jenner before, look at her now. You have a baby with that woman, them genes will possibly come out. Now, it didn't come out on her first kid. Well, so we already know where the genes came from. But if you have a kid with her again, them genes eventually could come out. Because that's not how that woman looked. Her natural self wasn't looking like that. I never forget that story, I think out of China, where this man married this woman, had some kids, and could not figure out why his kids came out, he said, in his opinion, looking ugly. Well, ended up finding out she had plastic surgery. He felt deceived, and he divorced her behind. Because that's not who she was. She performed that doggone witchcraft. That's why I tell men, you gotta make sure to not fall for the witchcraft. Don't fall for the BBLs. Don't fall for the breasts. Don't fall for the makeup. Don't fall for any of that. The sweet talk they doing. Don't fall for any of that. Give everything time. Find out who her character is, who she really is, who she run with, what's her past relationships. Find out everything about her. Then you can weigh if she's a good woman or not. Because if all she got to present is her witchcraft body, then she has nothing to present to you. But to these natural women, and actually more men prefer the natural woman. And when we talked about natural woman, we did a whole video on that. You can go look that up. Don't tell a man I don't need you. Don't tell a man I'm independent. I'm strong. Throw them words out of your mouth, because that's turning men off completely from you. The other woman mentioned, well, they the placeholders and we the game changers, and the placeholders make it so bad for the game changers. First of all, a man is not looking for you to change his game. A man's supposed to have his game already set. He's supposed to have the groundwork already done, and you coming in and you can assist to make him better, but he's not looking at you to change anything for him. That's the problem. You're not here to lead men. Men are here to lead you. And I know that, I said something. The Western world don't like hearing that. But it's the truth. God put men here to lead. And when men don't lead, the world goes into chaos all the time. So if a girl with a BBL can get over you, then it says you don't really have much to offer. It's just that simple. But in the Atlanta dating scene, I've heard it's crazy. I've heard it's very, very crazy. I've heard a lot of stories about the Atlanta dating scene and all of that. But don't sit up here and think these women with BBLs is getting a bill, because no, let's call it what it is. Most of these women with BBLs, the ones in Atlanta, let me talk about Atlanta at least, they're not getting married. These men aren't marrying them. They're not. Listen, it's one thing to get a BBL and it looks natural and nobody really know that you got it. I mean, people could speculate, but they may think you worked out and got it. That's the ones you want. Some of these BBLs that they're getting, you know that's what they did. They want it like that. Most men don't want to marry no woman that look like that, because eventually that gets embarrassing. They'll sleep with you, but they're not going to marry you. And that's what you got to understand.